What's up? Welcome back to a new episode of DevRooms. I'm DevRooms, and today we will be talking about GitHub. More specifically, how you can make your profile a little bit better. And it's going to be a really simple episode today, not that much complicated technical stuff. If you're a programmer and you want to make your profile yada 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 on GitHub look a little bit better, I'll be just copying mine from GitLab anyway. But the thing is, let's talk about a bit about GitHub. And to be fair, let's just talk why I decided to just abandon GitHub for, a year. And the thing is, yeah, as you can probably see, I do have a GitHub profile, but it is kind of banned, right? It is banned, right? You can clearly see there are no commits for close to a year. And the thing is, it's kind of pathetic too, right? The thing is, I did decide to not use GitHub for a year just to try some new solutions and to find a new way of doing Git in other platforms. And I just found that they're pretty much the same thing. GitLab is an amazing alternative for GitHub. For an example, it's really good, right? I really do like their org file support, but it's pretty much the same one as we have on GitHub anyway. And to be fair, it's just personal preference. And most of my projects that I have, they do use some form of external dependency that lives in GitHub. So it doesn't really matter which one you use. It's not going to be political or anything, right? It's just that I just found that it was an interesting experiment to just change a bit. One thing that I can actually pretty say too is the CI/CD experimentation that I made with GitHub and GitLab, they're pretty interesting to see. But I do find that the GitLab one is a little bit more straightforward. At least your documentation is really useful, and it did help me a lot. But anyway, what we're going to be doing today is just rewriting my own readmes in here that I have in my own personal one. And let me just compare this one with my GitLab. GitLab.com. Let's compare this one with my own, right? The thing is, this is my personal one, which is, let me show you, right here we have it. It's really minimal in their ways. You see, as you can probably see here, it's not much, but it's much better than, what I had here. Again, pretty much just personal preference anyway, but the thing is, we're just going to be writing it a bit and just having at least something in here just to make a single commit anyway. The thing is, let's start by actually, committing this and just pulling it back, just so that I can update and make it a little bit shinier, right? And to be fair, let's just start by actually just editing in here, right? I'm not going to even use Emacs today. Let me just write it in here to see how it's going to be this experience committing in the GitHub repositories in their own website. Let's just see how useful and good they are, right? For I do know that they do have a editor, or they just use something like a VS Code client on the web. So I'm just going to try it out and just see how it goes, right? The thing is, let me just go back to the repository anyway, and let's just see how that was going to be. This was my last project that I made like 11 months ago, the last update. Jeez. And the thing is, this was actually a Jekyll blog that I tried to make. Terrible implementation, just terrible in any way. It just did not update it in any way, shape, or form. So much so that I find it hilarious that it did say that it had a deployment. And when I tried to see the deployment, it did say that it was deployed. And when I tested out, I think that it did not work. If it's going to work now, it's going to be really, yeah, it didn't work. And again, it's fine, right? I'm not going to use it anyway. I'm just going to post it away and just destroy it anyway. So the thing is, let me just see how this is going to be. The thing is, this is a README file. The README file is just a README, and this README is a readme.org, which is perfectly fine for what I need. And the thing is, I want to see if I can change it or just edit it. And I know there's an editor in here somewhere. We have an edit in place, and we have github.dev. Okay, that's cool. Let me see how useful this is going to be. It is a web editor for GitHub. Let's see how that's going to be an interesting perspective on this. For this is going to be a really interesting one that I've never done this before. Editing text, editing code on a web browser is a really interesting thing for me. For again, I've never done this, and it's going to be really fun. Oh, flash banging. Okay, that hurts. And I think it is a VS Code instance. I think that is, right? It makes sense to be a GitHub instance. Wow, my internet is going to be destroyed. If it was a GitHub, can I tell you as well to GitHub? Sure, why not? I think we can. Yeah, as my own. Okay, cool. That's cool. It is an org file. Not going to be anything special. This was my final attempt at it. Wow, what the? Okay, nope. Regardless, let me just do that. Why do I have my file browser open? I don't need that. Thank you. And the thing is, we're just going to copy it out to see how it's going to be. Pretty much self-explanatory. Do I have a previewer? I don't think I have a previewer. Let me just see here. I don't need that anymore. Thank you. Let me just see my raw file that I have in the other one. Is going to be an easy one or not? Raw file. There we go. Wink. No. If that easy, let's see how this would go. If I just save this, Control S. Yes, it did work. Cool. Now, I think, yeah, there we go. It's been a while since I've used the VS Code client. And to be fair, it was a pretty useful client when I used it. I think I remember using VS Code since 2018, 2017 maybe. Yeah, I think it was 2018, 17, something like that. Yeah, around those times, right? I remember using it and just having an amazing time using VS Code. Probably because in the beginning I did not have a really powerful computer and I was trying out some Unity development. And, you know, it was an interesting thing for, I used Unity, and I used Unity, I think it was 2018 dot something, and it was a really heavy release. And so on my computer just did not work. And plus, my computer had around, I think it was 4 gigs of memory of RAM. And so I remember like having the most, like, I had to open Unity. It was like a chore where I just had to open in Unity. 2 hours later, opening Unity. Once 2 hours passed, there was like opening Visual Studio. Oh my goodness, Visual Studio was a hard time. And then one day, a magical day, I was like doing some Udemy courses or something, and I remember looking at that guy just using a Visual Studio alternative, like, wow, you can use a different alternative. Interesting. And I just saw, oh, he was using Visual Studio, and he would always call that Visual Studio. But then I saw like, it doesn't look like Visual Studio. Like I was using the purple one, and he was using the blue one. And then I was just like going on my browser and just seeing, oh, it is a Visual Studio alternative, but it's Visual Studio Code only. I found it interesting, just use it for, I want to say, the next 5 years. It was cool. It was a really, really useful tool, not gonna lie. Anyway, let me just, have a message for this. Update, readme.org, commit and push. Will that work? Hey, it worked. Pretty dope. So now how do I return to my repository? I think I did. Let me see how that will go. I want to change one more thing. I want to remove all of these. I don't need all of these, to be fair. So let me just do all the way here. D includes, I don't need it. All the way here. Can I just, shift and select? I can. That's dope. I don't need that. There we go. Remove all of these. Bought the readme, right? There we go. Great, it worked. Now I can just go back here. The message, remove garbage. Sure, there we go. Remove garbage. There we go. Commit and push. That worked. Wow, that was easy. Look at that. Software developer using a browser. Time for some tablet work later. Working on a tablet in the future. I don't know. It's going to be an interesting perspective later. It's going to be an interesting way of doing it. But the thing is, I've been really interested in something like working in software, but not using something like a machine, using a tablet or a phone, right? I've done some programming on my phone once, and it was garbage, right? I had Emacs on my Android device, like my phone that you're looking at me right now, right? My phone, I have something like F-Droid, which is this guy, right? F-Droid, if I'm not mistaken, F-Droid, wow, F-Droid package, my God, package manager. Wow, I cannot write. it is this guy. And F-Droid is a package manager for Android devices. And the thing is, it just released Emacs. If I can spell it right, Emacs. Why? There we go, right? And it does have Emacs, right? And that was insane to me, right? It was really, really useful. But the thing is, it is a cool editor, right? It works, and it works plus, not just it works well, and it works on GUI mode, which is insane to me, right? Again, you can use Emacs on your tablets, you can use Emacs on your phone, and plus, it has support for keyboards, and that was amazing to me. You can use this as your editor for writing text as you need. But the thing is, to compile code on Android devices, it's kind of a problem, right? I try to make it work, and the thing is, you can use some programs, which I did find to be really useful. One of them have to be Termux. Termux is one of the most interesting at the same time weird applications that I tried to make it work. I failed. And the thing is, it is a terminal for your Android device, and you can just do pretty much anything you want to do besides using root privileges, right? For the thing is, I tried to make it work. I tried to make it, it just didn't work, right? It was garbage. It was a garbage experience. I could not even install things like GCC, for they were going to be crucial to me. And the thing is, you can do that in Termux, but the thing is, you cannot write files outside of the package home directory, if you get what I mean, right? So the thing is, the Emacs package directory is the only home directory you can actually access. The files are there, you can just write whatever in it, but then you cannot compile it. And the same thing happens with Termux. Termux has its own home directory where you can install packages. One of those is GCC. And the thing is, once you do that, you can compile it. But I cannot access the file, for it lives on another directory, which is not its own. And the thing is, the file, if it's in there, you cannot access it. And plus, I cannot even write from Emacs to the Termux directory, for, again, I do not have access to transitioning between package home directories. I think that's what's happening, right? And the thing is, I try to make it work for the dude told me on, again, Reddit, he told me that you need to have a rooted device. What is a rooted device? I have no clue, but I guess you can have access to some privileges, but it means that you're going to break your device or something like that, or break some warranties, and I do not want to do that, so no, right? But the thing is, it is something to think about, for I have never done something like, remote access on my Emacs instances, even on my devices itself. So it's going to be an interesting way to see how this would work if I would something like access my own home server and accessing the home server through my mobile devices in Emacs, where I guess that could work, right? And maybe it will be the future. I don't know, something going to be something interesting like that, right? So anyway, let's see how my README files got into GitHub, right? Bro, let's go, right? The thing is, let's do this. I can just save that. And how do I go back to GitHub? I think I'm going to just close the thing. If I were to do this, no, I cannot do F5 and just execute code, right? So the thing is, can I just return? I guess access the repository. There we go. And in here, okay, there we go. Look at that. We are back where we started. Great to see that. Well, it is a simple repository anyway. There's no deployment now, so that's going to be probably removed. Can I remove deployment? I do not have anything deployed anyway. Can I remove this? Yeah, there's not going to be anything here anyway. Manage environments. I don't want to have any pages. Remove the page. Confirm. Understand. There we go. No more thing. Right. Right. Let's see. Actions. General actions. No. General. Can I just look at pages? Right. This is something that I did like more about the way that these settings are structured in GitHub. I find them to be a little bit better than on GitLab. But one thing that I did find really useful in GitLab in comparison to GitHub are the access tokens, where I do not use that many SSH keys anyway. I do not set up SSH that much on my device. And so given that, there's an issue, right? Because I do not access that, or better yet, I do not have the culture of SSHing, my projects are generally HTTP. Don't hurt me. I'm not a menace. I'm just trying to make it as simple as possible to development. But at the same time, I do know how easy it is, right? I just set it up. Like I've set up for the last 3 years. I've been doing SSHing anyway, and it is magical, right? It just works. I don't even know that much how it works, but it's an interesting, workflow of SSHing. But I guess right, SSH, there's a key, and that key access a comparison to another server. The server is open with that key, and then you can just update the project with that key, right? And the thing is, the server has a copy of that key, so it can check my key that is going all the way to that key, and just comparing the two keys. If they are the same, then I can just do the repo update. If I'm not mistaken, that's how it works, right? I'm a game developer, not a network developer, right? So the thing is, we're back. Let's do this. I don't want to do that anymore. Yes, go back. Let's see how that works. So now if we go back to my original one, there we go. Look how handsome this man is. Look at that mustache, a powerful mustache of a powerful developer. Let's go, people. There we go. Now, why did I decide to update this again? As you probably remember, I am making something called a Kickstarter project for Emacs. Wow, but the thing is, let's just say that there are things that are available somewhere else that I'm going to do, right? So the thing is, what we're going to be doing now is, I don't need that anymore. Thank you. Go away. There we go. So the thing is, we're going to be probably just updating this project, just putting it somewhere else, right? We're not going to change its positions. We're not going to change where it lives. We're just going to make it a little bit more interesting, right? We're just going to have it mirrored somewhere. I'm just going to copy the thing and just paste it on GitHub and see how that will go, right? So first things first, I'll just clone this somewhere. There we go. There's SSH. Oh, wow. There we go. Wow. Okay, where was I? There's a lot of stuff, kind of useless stuff too. Get clone. There's Kickstarter Emacs. I'm just going to call this GitLab. There we go. This is the GitLab version. And what? Error, this project you're looking could not be found. Oh, okay, right. That was stupid. There is Emacs, Kickstarter, Emacs, GitLab, right? There we go. Right, I'm gonna clone it in there. Pretty much simple enough. Why did I do that? Right, that was stupid. Anyway, we have now that cloned, and now we're gonna do the same thing, but on GitHub. So now I'm gonna just create this thing. Where was I? There we go. Where is my GitHub? Okay, there we go. There we go. We are going to create a new repository. This is going to be Kickstarter Emacs. It is available in mine. I'm not going to give any descriptions. Again, this is a mirror. Not going to be anything. It's going to be a public mirror. So it's going to be fine. No readme required. I mean, I even had git ignore. The license, I already have a license, right? So it doesn't matter that much. Create a repository. There we go. Wow, this has changed a lot. Look at that. Started with GitHub Copilot, collaboration with this repository. That's cool. This is a really useful integration to this. SSHing or HTTP. Again, right? No SSH keys remembered. I don't even remember if I do have a SSH key for GitHub anyway. Fine. So the thing is, uploading an existing file or just copying this in here. Let's see if that will work, right? I don't remember if I did have that. Clone. Will that work? Are you sure you want to continue connecting? Key fingerprint is This key is not known by any other names. Are you sure you want to continue connecting? Yeah, I do. Yes. Right. Warning, permanently added GitHub to list of known hosts. Please make sure you have the correct access rights and the repository exists. Okay, the permission was denied. Okay, so I do not have this key now. Where is my key? The thing is, I I don't remember. So because I did not remember, this is kind of useless, right? So let me just see how that will go. So I'm gonna need to do HTTP requests. Great. Garbage. Okay, let me just try that again. Okay, it is an empty repository now, but again, it is an empty repository filled with dreams. So the thing is, let me just copy recursive force. We have Kickstarter, Emacs, GitLab, all its contents into Kickstarter, Emacs, right? That should have worked. So now if we were to go all the way back, change Kickstarter, Emacs, get status. There we go. A bunch of stuff that didn't exist before. There we go. So we're just going to do something more interesting with this, which will be get add everything. Wow, what did I do? Get status. Look at that. That's pretty cool. Even with bad characters, it did work. That was cool. Okay, so let me just do this. So we do get commit. Get commit. Wow, message. Wow, that was stupid. Get commit with a message. The message is going to be initial commit. Right? There we go. I did it right. Get push. Now the get push thing is going to be, again, get status. Get status. I think it's one line. No. What was the name of the thing? I don't remember which one was it. Get status, help. Get status, there is a one line thing. I think it was here or here, one line, or on one. Where were you? No, I forgot where you were. No. Bleed. Well, whatever. Doesn't matter. Well, where was I? Whoops, wrong. Right. So the thing is, we need to make now the access tokens. Now, where did I do that? On GitHub, I think it was here. Where were we? Okay, maybe deploy key. No, deploy keys doesn't make any sense. Collaborators, no. Rules, maybe. No. Rule sets, no action. That makes no sense. Code spaces and space. Maybe general, maybe? Let's see. Access, collaborators. Like, it's myself. It's my own project. How would that make any sense, right? Rules, actions, where are you now? Maybe deploy keys? Advanced security, maybe? Copilot autofix, that makes no sense. Protection rules, no. Where are you now? Maybe in settings? Maybe we're gonna have access token somewhere. SSH and GPS, no. You know, that's gonna be kind of a problem, right? That's kind of a problem. GitHub access tokens projects, right? Where are you managing your personal access tokens? Where are you? Warning, treat your access tokens like passwords, blah, blah, blah. I'm just gonna delete them after that. There we go. Fine grain, blah, 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 blah. Okay, personal access tokens, classic. Only personal access tokens of repository, outside collaborators. Okay, bye. Secure, verify email address, already have that. Okay, developer settings. What? I need to go to developer settings? What does that mean? Wow, bro. Wow, look at what? What do you mean developer settings? What? Man. Okay, this one doesn't exist anymore. Fine. But man, excuse me? Like developer settings? Seriously? Who else is using GitHub besides developers? Seriously? What? Anyway, generate new token classic. Right, let's just expire now anyway. It doesn't really matter. Repository, workflow, like again, just repository, it's fine. Again, generate token. Oh, I need to make the name me. Wow, really, again, wow. Again, doesn't really matter. There we go. The token is this one. I just need to copy this guy. There we go. And now, the get status. Your branch based on origin is upstream is gone. Nothing to commit. Really? Get commit. Get push maybe. Really? Man, am I forgetting how to use this? Yeah. No renames, really? Man. Maybe it's, okay, there we go, it's log. Really? That makes no sense. Anyway, I totally forgot about that. Well, regardless, this one is kind of useless. I don't care. These are going to be just destroyed anyway right now. So 1, 2, 3, delete. Yay! We have deleted the thing. Woohoo! Right, so the thing is, that was deleted anyway. It's going to be fine, right? It's going to be a project that is a mirror from this one. This is going to be a copy pasta every time. So first we're going to have a developer in there for GitLab, and then once we finish GitLab, then we push all the way back to GitHub, right? It's going to be a really simple process, right? Not going to be a problem, right? GitHub, why do I make access tokens on the settings for developer settings? What? Who else is using your software besides developers? Really? What are you doing? Oh my goodness, right? The thing is, we are back, your repository, right? Kickstart Emacs, great, Emacs Lisp code, hooray! And look at this, people. Look at this developer. Oh my goodness. He has made a green contribution. 4 contributions, let's go. Let's see how that was, right? Let's see what he did. Wow, he made many contributions. One of them is updating his own repository and just copy pasta his own README files for, as you guessed it, his own configs for Emacs. Wow, such a creative move. Anyway, right, so we do have now the same project now in 2 places, right? So, what is the future for Kickstart Emacs, right? The thing is, we're just having fun, some recreation of programming, right, to Zodin style. So the thing is, well, actually not the Zodin style anyway. So the thing is, this project is going to be right here, right now for this moment. And what we're going to do now is, we're just going to play around with this, just see and just try and just fix some issues that I have with Kickstart Emacs anyway. And the thing is, Kickstart Emacs has been having some, issues. One of the things that I had is that I forgot to map some key bindings in other applications. The thing is, I taught that general, right? The thing is, I'm using general for the key mappings, and it's great, right? I told you, leader key has to be the most, if not the fundamental aspect of this config. That is, stop killing my pinky, right? Not even my keyboards, which are split and made for ergonomic use, have saved this, right? And the thing is, I'm just using this and I just find it to be amazing. But the problem is, there are many modes. There are many modes out there, and it just needs to find a way to just have the most used modes for Emacs to be paired with some key bindings, right? And the thing is, I do not want that many, and I want to be more open-minded for this. But there are some really important ones that I think we should probably have out of the box paired as well. One of them is dired. I have dired that I need to fix. It's dired mode. There is compile mode, which is probably my new favorite piece of software that is available in Emacs by default, and I did not know it existed, right? And it's really useful. I saw this again in a consultant stream, really useful for, you know, finding new things to use with Emacs. Probably my new favorite feature. Then there is mapping. There's compile mode, there is diary mode, there is the buffer menus thing. It did not work. What else do I need? I think they are pretty much these. And there are many more, like warnings. I think warnings do not have that. There is buffer listing. For some reason, it did not have support for that too. So as many modes that I can, I will have these defined in them too. And I'll probably do this and just have you update on Twitter. So follow me on Twitter. I'll have my link in the description down below. And besides that, have a good one. And remember, just keep coding, people. Bye.